So the Pope has released his fourth encyclical called Dilexit Nos. Uh, he loved us, and I'm going to be very candid with you about this. I liked it. I liked reading it. I said I could read it. It was easy to read. It was beautiful. It was well drafted. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. It's the Pope of surprises that we get these beautiful documents. I mean, it's in my opinion. I know other people might disagree, but as I said, it's very Jesuit in the sense that if people will remember, the Pope is talking about the Sacred Heart. It was the Jesuits who promoted this devotion out into the church, revealed over 350 years ago to Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque in Parella Munial, and then promoted by Saint Claude Colombier. And it's a beautiful document. You can go into the Vatican website, vatican.va, and go to encyclicals and read it. I do encourage people to read it. I do. It's very well done. I'm just going to read you out something here I thought was interesting, and it rings true to me. You know, I would add that the heart of Jesus also frees us from another kind of dualism found in communities and pastors excessively caught up in external activities, structural reforms that have little to do with the gospel, obsessive reorganization plans, worldly projects, secular ways of thinking, and mandatory programs. The result is often a Christianity stripped of the tender consolations of faith, the joy of serving others, the fervour of personal commitment to mission, the beauty of knowing Christ, and the profound gratitude born of a friendship he offers, and the ultimate meaning he gives to our lives. This too is an expression of an illusory and disembodied otherworldliness. Once we succumb to these attitudes, so widespread in our day, we tend to lose all desire to be cured of them. This leads me to propose to the whole church renewed reflection on the love of Christ represented in his Sacred Heart. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's a writer here in Ireland, Roger Buck, and he wrote Cor Jesu Sacratissimum. And he talks about the Sacred Heart being this divine intervention in a period of history. It is beautiful to because the love of Christ is represented in the Sacred Heart. For there we find the whole gospel, the synthesis of the truth of our faith, all that we adore and seek in faith, all that responds to our deepest needs. As we contemplate the heart of Christ, the incarnate synthesis of the gospel, beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love this expression. Think it hits so many beautiful points. We can, following the example of Saint Therese of the Child Jesus, place heartfelt trust not in ourselves but in the infinite mercy of God, who loves us unconditionally and has already given us everything in the cross of Jesus Christ. Therese was able to do this because she had discovered the heart of Jesus, that God is love. To me, he has granted his infinite mercy, and through it I contemplate and adore the other divine perfections. That is why a popular prayer directed like an arrow towards the heart of Jesus says, "Jesus, I trust in you. No other words are needed." Anyway, it's long, but it's very readable and it's very digestible. It's very beautiful. I'm just saying, as encyclicals go, and I've read a lot of them, and it does. He goes into Saint Claude de la Colombière, who a really important figure, a really important Jesuit, and a really important figure when it comes to the Sacred Heart devotion. When Saint Claude de la Colombière learned of the experience of Saint Margaret Mary, he immediately undertook her defence and began to spread word of the apparitions. Saint Claude played a special role in developing the understanding of the devotion of the Sacred Heart and its meaning in the light of the Gospel. Some of the language used by St. Mary, Margaret Mary is poorly understood, might suggest undue trust in our personal sacrifice and offerings. St. Claude insists that contemplation of the heart of Jesus, when authentic, does not promote self complacency or vain confidence in our own experiences and human efforts, but rather an ineffable abandonment to Christ that fills our life with peace, security, and decision. He expresses the absolute confidence most eloquently in a celebration prayer. My God, I am convinced that you keep watch over those who hope in you, and that we want for nothing when we look for all in you. That I am resolved in the future to live free from every care and to turn all my anxieties over to you. I shall never lose my hope. I shall keep it to the last moment of my life, and that moment all the demons in hell will strive to tear it from me. Others may look for happiness from their wealth or their talents. Others may rest on the innocence of their life, or the severity of their penance, or the amount of their alms, or the fervour of their prayers. As for me, Lord, all my confidence is confidence itself. This confidence has never deceived anyone, I am sure. Therefore, I shall be eternally happy, since I firmly hope to be, and because it is from you, O God, that I hope for it. I just read it again. As for me, Lord, all my confidence is confidence itself. This confidence has never deceived anyone. It's really surprisingly so well written. It's very traditional, beautiful. I mean, if you were to present me this text and I didn't know the author, I would say, well, I like this. You know, the Pope of Surprises. I'd like to see somebody else's review on it, but I just thought that it really, they really went into they've really given a very traditional document here, in my estimation. I'd have to do a few readings through it, to understand it more, but I like it. I just say, and I do encourage people, please read it. Please read it. It's, as I said in many of my videos, the faith is not a set of doctrines. Our faith is not a set of teachings. Okay, it's not okay. You become a engineer or a architect or a doctor and all this, and your life is governed by a set of knowledge, right? And you work on this knowledge. Our faith is an encounter, and at the core of that encounter is a heart, because the Word became flesh, became a person. He spoke to us, and he asks us to act like him, to follow him. And of course, we have doctrines and catechism and a lot of written texts. None of that you will ever follow or understand. You will never follow a doctrine. You will follow a person, somebody that you love. And Christ is that divine, the Word became flesh. It's really, really, really important, because we can do so much. We can build this and do that and be full of activism and so forth. But if you do not know who Christ is and how to interact with him and how he interacts with us, all of that is where will it lead you? And I did a lot of activism in the church. I was very active. But did we understand how to grow and engage our heart with the Sacred Heart, with Christ? I like it. I really do. I'm the Pope of Surprises for you. I wish this encyclical, he had written it, the first one, in his pontificate. I think if we'd have seen this back in 2013, things might. But you know what? People change, people learn, and we have to pray for the Holy Father. I just thought it was very beautiful. I mean, he mentions so many, he references so many popes, saints. It's just my thoughts on it anyway. But look, I pray for the Holy Father and do read it. You can go to the Vatican website. It's called Dilexit Nos. He loved us, St. Paul says to Christ, in order to make us realize that nothing can ever separate us from that love. Paul could say this with certainty because Jesus himself had told his disciples, I have loved you. Even now, the Lord says to us, I have called you friends. We're just talking about exactly this in the School of Prayer with Jean Curie last Saturday. This exact, we were just discussing this. God said, I have called you friends. John 15:15. We were just discussing that exact passage in John 15:15 last Saturday. Now, his open heart has gone before us and waits for us unconditionally, asking only to offer us his love and friendship, for he loved us first. Because of Jesus, we have come to know and believe in the love that God has for us. It's beautiful. Can somebody tell me how you would not find this absolutely beautiful? It's like a whole icon that the Pope has painted with this document. That's just my opinion. And if you gave me that document and I didn't know who was the author, I'd say, this is beautiful. It's beautifully written. It's beautifully drafted. What more can I say? The Pope of surprises. Really. But like, I suppose it'll be interesting what others have to say. But I'm going to give it a few reads, meditate on it, because I do like it. It is beautiful, and it's something that the world needs to read today. But anyway, God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.